Hey guys and gals, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Diamond Gear with myself, Lewis. I'm currently a bat, because I enjoy being a bat. Oh yeah. So today we're going to be doing a bit more magic, because you know, you guys seem to enjoy that sort of stuff. Now I thought we would dip into a different type of magic instead of the farmcraft that we've been doing. So I made this funky room down here, which I think looked pretty good, with the little cool ceiling and stuff. I'm by no means finished with it yet. Pretty much all I've done is just like dug it out and kind of got it to the right shape that I want it to be. And I threw some glass up there so we don't get, you know, any unexpected visitors dropping in on us doing our magical business. So we're going to do some Ars Magica 2, which is always fun. And to start yourself off, you're going to need a couple of things. So we need a item frame, we need some books, we need a book and quilt, and that's pretty much it. A piece of cobblestone will do the rest. And you need to find one thing. So when you when you start your world and you start doing your thing, you're going to find these funky little kind of pools around the place. Now I'm going to admit, when I first started doing this, I didn't actually know what those pools were. I kind of thought they were just naturally spawning, and then it hit me. Then I remembered, they're from Ars Magica. Those are the guys, these ones. So I threw down a little marker here just so we know where it is, and this basically is a pool of magical goodness. All of it swirling around in there. You can't really see it swirling, but trust me, it's swirling. And with this we can go and do some pretty cool things. So if we get our cobblestone and we chuck it on the side, get an item frame just like this, throw it there, get one book and throw it there, you're going to see some funky happenings going on. Look at all these cool little pieces of bobs and thingamajubes flying around. It's so cool. And they're going to infuse your book with magical goodness. We're taking it from the earth. And if we give it a second, eventually, it's going to do something very cool. Let's give it a second. There we go. Oh, it's so good. Boom. Cool beans. We have ourselves a very nice arcane compendium. So let's read our compendium. So this guy is going to tell you everything you need to know about Ars Magica 2. There's tons. You've got a regular guide, mechanics, items, blocks, shapes, components, modifiers, talents, mob structures, and bosses. So where do you start? Because there's so much to be going through, isn't there? Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is learn how to cast your first spell. It's going to be the first thing that you want to be able to do, which is going to be pretty fun. And you can see now that we now have some UIs at the bottom of our screen, which I'm probably going to move those around because they're a little bit in the way. But you've got these very nice different bars down the bottom. So before we really get into those, we're going to want to, you know, start making our first spell, which is going to be the first part of learning Ars Magica 2 and being a wizard. Yeah, because we love being wizards. So should we have a read at what we need to do? We probably should. So to make a spell, you'll first need to create an Oculus. So let's have a gander at a Oculus. And we're going to need to make one of these guys, an Oculus. So to do this, we need coal, we need blue topaz, which we have, pretty cool. We need some stone bricks, and we need some glass. So very, very cheap, but very, very cool. You definitely need one of these. So let's go grab all the things we're going to need. So we need some bricks, which I'm sure we probably have around here somewhere. Yeah, so we need a couple of bricks. We're going to need some topaz, some blue topaz, which you find in the ground. We're going to need a couple of bits of coal. We're going to need ourselves a piece of glass. And we should be able to go ahead and do this guy. Just drop it in like that. And we have our Oculus. So I am going to first get rid of all this rubbish in my inventory. And we'll throw all this stuff in here. Yeah, there we go. We'll hang on to our book and quill because we're going to need this. But for the time being, we're pretty much sorted. So let's go throw this down into our Ars Magica room. And we're going to put it... let's put it here. Yeah, that looks like a good place to put it. Actually, we're going to go out of bat form because it's a little bit awkward for mining. So let's go back to regular me form. Oh, there we go. Cool. So, you can go there. Good stuff. That looks so cool. Now, if we click on it, this is basically going to be our talent tree area. So we have offensive talent, defensive, utility, and talents. These are basically all our spells. We can learn different types of modifiers and things like that, but we'll get into that in a minute. So really you're going to want to pick the one that you want to go down. You can kind of mix and match, but I would probably suggest that you stick to one for the time being. If you're playing multiplayer, you can actually trade them out, which is pretty funky, but you start with 3 of these points, which are basically your kind of leveling up points, if you would. Think of it like a skill tree. So we're going to go with offensive, because some of the offensive spells are pretty funky, I think, and they're probably the coolest of the lot. So the first thing we can learn is projectile, which is the only thing we can learn. So we click on that, bam. We have learned ourselves projectile. Now we want to choose the second part. So do we want a gravity one or do we want a bounce one? So if we go into our arcane compendium, we can look at modifiers, components, and talents. So if we have a look here, you can see that we only have a couple. So modifiers are used to modify your spells. So spells in this are very modular, so you can have a certain spell that may bounce off the wall as fire, or you can have it as lightning, or you can have it do something else. There's lots of different ones. And physical damage is the type of physical damage that you do. So if we read it, often a young mage will begin his training with simple physical force. More often he will continue that training by smacking his colleagues in the back of the head with more physical force. But we don't want to use physical force. Oh no, we want to go one step further than that. So we'll learn this one, and we've got 1 point left. So we can either go for fire, or we can, we can go for a bit of magic. I think we could probably do fire is good, but I do like a bit of magic. So I think we're going to go magic. There we go. So now, if we have a look in our arcane compendium, you can see that we now have magic damage as one of our main components to our spells. So magic damage differs from physical damage in that it bypasses many kind of armors and attacks. The target's aura directly, which can be just as devastating, if not more. This makes summoned creatures especially vulnerable. There we go. So you will find in this that you'll get different types of bosses as well. So these are your summoned creatures, which is pretty funky, I guess. It talks about all the mobs that you're going to find. We found one of the Hecates in the last episode, which are never flying around. I'm sure you would have seen some of these Earth Elementals. I actually have an Elemental, I believe, on my morph list down here somewhere that we got. Yeah, we got a Mana Elemental there as well, which is pretty funky. Oh, there's the Hecate that we killed. I think those are the only ones that I've got here at the minute. Yeah. But there's more that you can find, kind of, scuttling around. So the next thing we want to do is we actually want to compile ourselves a spell. So let's have a look at how we do this. So guys, we want to look at your first spell. So we've made ourselves an Oculus. Unlock at least one spell, shape, and one component. Well, we've done that. So you start with 3 blue skill points to make this possible, then craft a writable book, which we've done, and head over to your inscription table. So we need to make an inscription table. So let's have a look at this guy, and we're going to have to make one of these. So we need this guy, inscription table. So we need a feather, we need a torch, we need some wooden planks, we need some slabs, and we need spell parchment, which is just paper and sticks. So, that's pretty good. So let's go grab all the things we're going to need for this. We're going to make our inscription table, and from there we can then start inscribing our amazing spells. So we're going to want ourselves. Have I actually got any feathers? That's a very good question. I don't think we have. We're going to have to go out and get some chickens, I think. Yeah, we're going to need some, unless... Oh! We got a baby chicken! Yeah! He's going to stay in here for the rest of his life now. If only we could give him a name and, Oh, we should have put him in an anvil, then we would have... Oh, we failed. Alright, I'm going to go out and grab me some chickens, and we'll be right back. Alright, I got myself an inscription table, so we're going to go and throw this guy down. So this is the one. I've got a spare feather as well, which is always good. So I'm thinking we're going to throw this over here as well. So maybe if we put it... let's throw it here. There we go. Good stuff. So now we can go on this, and we can put in our book and quill, like this. There we go. So now we can search through the available things that we know. So we know projectile. So we want projectile. And we want to use magical damage. So we'll select this guy. There we go. And should we give it a name? Let's just call it Thunder. There we go. Good stuff. And that's going to do that. So if we take this out now, we've now learned Thunder by Simonel, and if we click on side Thunder, it's going to tell us there's a combination of projectile and magic damage. So if we go through the materials list, we're going to need a book, snowball, stone sword, vintium dust, arrow, lapis lazuli, and purple rune. Now these are the materials that you're going to need to actually be able to forge this spell, because at the minute we can't use the spell, we've just got the recipe to create the spell. Now, when it comes to actually learning the spell, there's a slightly bit more involved in it. Oh wow, I like how those are actually doing something. That's pretty funky. So let's have a look back inside our arcane compendium. So your first spell, here we go. So once you've done that, craft a rubber table and head over to your inscription table. Place the book in the inscription table, drag the spell parts you want in order from the top grey section to the bottom grey section. Once your combination is completed, go to your crafting altar and place your book containing the spell. Multi-block display behavior, there we go. So once we've done this, we need to create ourselves a certain type of, is it shapes or blocks? Let's have a gander if it's in here. Structures. There we go. Crafting altar. So, we're going to need to make one of these. So harnessing the forces of creation, the crafting altar allows mages to work miracles of magic. This is where you will create all of your spells in Ars Magica. The structure is upgraded by two main groups, the caps and the main material. Both groups individually increase the available power of the altar and allow it to make more powerful spells. The main blocks in order of power are as follows: wood planks, +1 effect, stone bricks, +1 effect. And as we go through, we can actually, which is quite nice, the good thing you can do with it is it'll actually show you the individual blocks and how you want to do it, and you can pause it on a certain type. So let's have a look and see which one we're probably gonna go with. And bear in mind we can change this around if we need to. So we've got moonstone. Well, we haven't got much moonstone or sunstone, so we're not going to do that one. We could just go with that. I think we're going to go with this one, because we've got most of this stuff. It's probably one of the lesser of the group, but I can always upgrade it if I need to. And we'll be able to use this for our, our first spell. So I think it's going to work perfectly fine. Okay, right, so we're going to need some glass, and we're going to need ourselves some bricks. And we need a fair decent amount of bricks. Luckily, we've actually got quite a few, which is quite nice. And we're going to need a specific type of Ars Magica block as well. I'm just going to have a quick sleep, because we are going to have all the bad guys coming out, which is something we definitely don't want. Come knocking on my door at night. I know it's Halloween and all, but I haven't got any sweets for these guys, so, yeah, come back later. So, let's go get some bits. Oh, that reminds me, we might be doing a special for Halloween tomorrow. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so, we need stone bricks, and we need a fairly decent amount of them as well. Oh! They're still coming! There we go. Not today, Sonny Jim. You're a day early. Okay, right, so we got stone bricks. We need some glass. There we go. Probably gonna need a bit more glass as well. And we might need some more stone bricks. So let's cook this up. Yeah, let's go get a bit of coal. Cool. So inside our arcane compendium, when we was looking at it, there is one thing we need, which is this guy, a crafting altar, which is this one. So let's have a gander, see if we can bring up the recipe for a crafting altar, which is this guy. Yeah. So we need a stone and we need a piece of vintium dust. Okay, I think we can do that. So we've got absolutely tons of vintium. Have I got any vintium dust lying around? I'm not too sure if I do. No, doesn't look like it. Okay. So, raw metals, vintium dust. Oh yeah. We're going to take let's cook up 5 of these, I think. And this is going to smelt itself into the vintium dust that we require. So let's do this. There we go. And we're going to need a couple of these for making these guys. And we actually need some for our spell recipe as well, which was, I believe, was in our arcane compendium. Is the description that we need inside for Thunder. So, there's you. Alrighty. So let's have a gander at this again. So we need a stone and Vintium dust, and I'm cooking up some stone as we speak. Yeah. So stone and Vintium dust, give us a crafting altar. Very nice. Okay, right, so let's grab what we've got so far and see if we can go down and start making this guy. Now there are still a couple more things that we might require, I believe, to do this. So there is the first one. We're going to need a lectern. So let's have a gander at a lectern, which is this guy, which is, oh, well that's very easy to make. We'll make one of you in no time. There we go. That would be one lectern. I know that we need a lever, so we'll take one of you. And we're going to need some magic wool. And we're going to need a couple of these actually, so we'll grab you and we'll make some more magic wool, I think. There we go. Oh, wow, that gives us loads. Good stuff. So let's go and get cracking and making this guy. We've got all the bits we need. We just might need a little bit more stone. And then we're going to be sorted, I believe. So, should we build this one into the ground or just build it above? I think we're going to build it above for the time being. I don't have steps going up to it. I think that's going to be definitely going to be a thing. So we want some glass in the middle, which we're going to throw here. There we go. So I'll keep double checking with our arcane compendium, because that's going to give us the idea of exactly what we need. So we need stone and we need bricks all around it. So I'm sure we can get cracking and make this guy. Oh yeah. So remember that you're going to need an upgraded version of this for some of the higher level spells, which means you're going to have to look into using the diamonds and things like that. You can use redstone, obviously there's lapis available, there's a fair few things available for you to use. But in the meantime, we're just going to, we're going to cheap it out for the first one. And I will probably upgrade it when this room is completed. Yeah. There we go. Good stuff. So first section is made. Now we need to throw down stone bricks, lecterns, and magic wool. Okay, we can do that. Sounds good to me. So, we'll throw down you there, you there. We'll put our lectern on this side, I think. Yeah, there we go. And we need some magic wool. Cool. So that's that level made. Let's go one higher. So that again with a lever. Cool. So let's grab our guys here. And we need a lever on this side, so we'll do that. Cool. And what's next? So there is that. Alright, so we're going to need some stone brick stairs. Okay, I can make some of those. We're just going to do this on here. Cool beans. So, let me double check. Alright, we got this. So we need some stone bricks here. And we need these guys like this. Yeah, that looks about alright. And I'm pretty sure we need one in the middle as well. Oh, we need another piece of magic wool in the middle actually. Yeah, alright, so these are pretty high magic walls, liking it. So we'll throw another one of these on here. Cool, and I think we're up to the highest level now, so let's double check. Yeah, so we need glass, then we need the we need all these bits in the middle. So I'm going to go back into bat form because I think it's going to be easier to get around like this. So let's shrink down. And I think I'm going to have a nibble on a bit of bread. Cool. Alright, so we want some glass in the corners. So let's do that now. So we'll throw a piece of glass, like this. Yeah, good stuff. And I'm going to throw another one here that we'll get rid of in the middle. And let's do this. So we need a piece of stone, crafting altar, and a stone brick. Good stuff. And I believe we're going to need some more stairs as well. So let's see if we can do this. Oh, no. Bats don't like doing this very well. Okay, right, can we do it from above? We might be able to. No, no, it isn't going to happen. Alright, we'll go back into Lewis form. Bats aren't very good at crafting. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but yeah, they're not the best at crafting. Definitely seen better. So, here we go. We'll make some more steps, and I think we'll probably make a few more as well while we're at it. There we go. And now, we should be able to go ahead and do this. I believe those need to be a different way round. Let's just double check. Yeah, they need to be a different way around. Okay. So we need one there, and one there. Good stuff. And we'll do this side, which is going to need to be like this. Cool. And this side. And then we just need to do the back end, and we are done. Cool beans. Alright, I think this guy is rocking and rolling. So now we just need the items that we originally required to make this recipe. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. So let's have a gander back at our funder. So, we need a book, we need a snowball, we need a stone sword, we need Vintium, we need an arrow, we need lapis, and we need a purple rune. So let's have a look at the recipe for the runes. So runes are a key piece to this, and there's many different types. But to start off, we're going to need a purple rune. There we go. So we need a blank rune, which is stone, like such, and then we're going to need some other bits. We can probably make one of these runes right here, if I can remember how it looks. Is that it? No. Okay. Alright, we're going to go make a couple of runes. I'm pretty sure I've got some purpley stuff up here somewhere that we can use. And then we're going to have to go find ourselves a bit of snow. Luckily, being a bat does make it a lot easier to be doing this sort of stuff. So we'll grab a couple of runes. And let's see if we've got any purpley stuff we can use. We've got some purple dye. Cool. So we can do this. That should give us a purple rune. Good stuff. So we've got the rune that we need. We just now need a bit of snow. Yeah. Alright guys, I'm going to go and dig me up some snow, get all the rest of the things that we need to do this, and we'll be right back for finishing off this spell. Oh yeah, we're going to bring the thunder. Cool, so I found some snow, actually really close to our home as well, which is pretty nice. I'm just batting one out, and I found something pretty cool as well that I thought we could check out together. So just up here was one of those very cool, yeah, there we go, a Foundcraft altar. So, let's see what we get without getting whisked to death. So we got, oh, some Ender Lily seeds. Hey, we got some new music discs. That is beyond cool. Ryu Dragon Rider's Ingot. That is funky. Some, oh, this isn't good. Stuff spawning. And a Builder's Wand. Nice. Alright, we're looking good. So, let's make our way back home. We've got 26 bits of snow, so we've got more than enough snow. So we can go ahead and make this guy. I'm pretty excited to go make my first Ars Magica spell. I think this will be pretty funky. And like I say, there are so many different ones that you can make, because this is very different to the original Ars Magica. Ars Magica had a set amount of spells that you can learn. And they were all kind of, you know, they had... Once you've learnt the spell, there was no kind of changing around the spell. It's just you learnt a fire spell, you learnt an ice spell, such and such. In this, you can pretty much make spells specific to your needs, which is pretty funky. I do like that idea. Alrighty, so let's morph back into Lewis form. And we are going to go ahead and maybe have a little sleep. Yeah. And we're going to flip a track, but I think we're going to go for something a little bit different. Oh yeah, let's try this one out. Let's try something different out, shall we? So we've got you, my friend, are done. So we've got Cat and we've got Ward. That one's not bad, actually. That one's not as bad as you think it is. So let's go with Cat. Oh, I like that one. Cool. We'll take that. Sounds a bit magical. Now, we just need to make the last bits that we need. So, let's get rid of some of this rubbish first. So we'll throw our biological gizmo jobs in here. We've got our blocks, which are pretty funky. And our magic wall, liking it. And we've got some of these ingots as well, which is pretty cool. So these can all go sit in here for the time being. Yeah, I think so. And our builder's wand, which I'm going to leave that because that's very much for another episode. And our ender lilies. Cool. There is a bad guy outside my house. Where are you? Is he playing on my... I think he's playing on my board. Okay, right, we're looking good. So, there we go. And that. Alright, so, double check our funder. So, what do we need? We need a book. Have we got a book? We got a book. We need a snowball, done. We need a stone sword. Alright, let's make one of those. So we'll grab some stone, we'll grab some sticks, and we'll make ourselves a stone sword. There we go, good stuff. And what else do we need? We need Vintium dust, well we've got that, we need an arrow. Have we got any arrows? We got an arrow, cool. And we need a piece of lapis and a purple rune. I'm going to go ahead and say we've got all the bits that we need. Arrow, rune, a lapis, stone swords. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think we're there. Snowball. Alright. Let's do this. Alrighty, so the first thing that we're going to need to go ahead and do is we're going to have to throw down our thunder on our lectern. There we go. So he sat there. You can still read him, which is cool, and see all the things that you need. Pretty cool, right? Now, to start this off, we're going to need a blank rune. So if we throw this in here, bam, it's now been sucked in. And this guy is going to tell you exactly what he requires next to craft us this spell. And you got these really funky things going on here. So we're going to need a piece of Vintium dust. So let's offer it some Vintium. There we go. Now it wants an arrow. Alright, we can give it an arrow. And a snowball. And our purple rune. Piece of lapis. Cool. And a book. And a stone sword. Okay, right, so we need one last thing before we can make this. We need a piece of parchment. So let's go and grab our last piece of parchment, and then we are sorted. Oh yeah. So remember this, we need some sticks and we need some pepia. So, I believe I have some more sugarcane. Yes, let's make this guy. Oh, we're gonna need a few more bits than just that. Let's make another 3. Cool. So we need you. And we need these guys. Good stuff. So we made a few more. So we've got 3 bits of parchment. And this is going to finalise our spell and give us our first Ars Magica spell. It's going to be pretty cool. I love all these cool little effects that we get, these particle effects that we get. It's so funky. So let's throw in one of these guys. Ooh. Oh, did you hear that? That's so cool. Bob. There we go. We got our first thing. So we have got projectile spell. Mana cost of 80. Cool beans. So if we click on it, we can now pick a name for it. So let's call it. We're going to try and go for this. We're going to call it Lesser Thunder. There we go. And we're going to pick our cool little emblem for it. And there's actually quite a few. So I think I'm going to go with... let's go with... we'll go with this one. Actually, no. We'll go with that one. That looks pretty cool, I think. Look at it spinning around. We're good to go. So now we can use our spell. There we go. Pretty cool, right? See it using its thing. Oh, but what's that? We're out of mana. Uh-oh. So you've got to remember, in your early years, when you're first a wizard, you haven't really got much mana. You're only level 1. There's not really too much you can do. But once you learn your first spell, you can go ahead and do that. Now, there is different types of spell casting available, which are all minor, lesser, and augmented and things. There's lots of different types of ways of casting your spells that will give different effects to your spells, which is pretty funky. But you have to bear in mind that you're only a level 1 wizard, so you can't go doing too much magic just yet, otherwise you're going to knacker yourself out. See, I can't do anything more. I'm tired. I use my piece of magic. And this is where we get into the bars at the bottom. So the right hand blue bar is your mana. The left hand button, if we go into here, should be able to tell us about it. So let's have a gander. Mechanics. So we want to look at burnout. So burnout is your level of strain when casting spells. The higher your burnout, the more mana each spell will cost. Casting more powerful spells will cause more burnout. It will decrease over time. Gaining magic levels will give you a higher burnout cap, allowing you to cast more spells before becoming completely fatigued. Your burnout level is displayed as a red bar on the HUD. There we go. So you can see that because we started casting some magic, our burnout bar went up. Now, higher your burnout bar, more mana you're going to cost yourself to be able to use your spells. That is pretty much it. Now, there are a couple of ways to preserve your mana. You can downgrade your spells, or you can get some stuff that's going to give you more mana. So you can get mana potions, you can use a nexus, you can go and have yourself some mana cake, which is pretty nice. Everyone likes a bit of mana cake, don't they? Which is going to be right here, a mana cake. So you need a blue orchid, desert nova, piece of sugar, and some wheat, and that gives you 3 mana cakes, which isn't too bad for the price, really. But you can see that our mana is slowly going back up. I don't think we're there just yet. Nope. But eventually it's going to fill up, and then you can start casting your spells again. Pretty cool, right? So today we have learned our very first Ars Magica spell. Oh yeah. I think in the next episode we'll get a little bit more in depth with Ars Magica. Maybe we'll look at some of the Nexi, and we'll talk about augmented spells and changing the properties of your spells, so you don't go, fatiguing you out so quickly. Because the one that we're using at the minute is actually a higher level spell, so we'll get into that more in the next episode when we do a bit more Ars Magica. I think that's a thing. Alright guys, I will see you soon for another one. Have a good one, and goodbye.